Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel Weekly Cricket Joes WDC. This is Himanshu and we are here to talk about yesterday's match between Chennai and Delhi. Hope you are having a good day, at least better than what Chennai had yesterday. Okay, so I'm gonna give you a 1 minute, 30 seconds, something like that synopsis from my side. Then we'll go deep, dive right into the full match analysis and where did the ballers went wrong. Okay, so here it goes. First up, Delhi won the toss and given the surface, decided to ball first. Beautiful opening bowling by Chris Wokes and Anvesh Khan. Both took wickets and Chennai were 7 for 2 before the third over. However, Suresh Raina and Ambati Moeen Ali, they tried to build the inning. They did a very good job. Moeen Ali, in particular, in that partnership. Then Raina and Raidu continued on. Later on, the things started to crumble a little bit when the wicket fell in quick succession, but in the end, Sam Curran provided the firepower which was needed, and ultimately Chennai posted 188 runs. Not a small target by any means, but in this stadium and on that pitch, it was a above par, I would say, score. Anyways, they had reasonable enough runs to defend it. The inning started, and the way Prithvi Shaw batted, woof! Oh my God, what a innings that was! And Shikhar Dhawan also played a very brilliant hand. Although he scored more runs than Prithvi Shaw, but in my opinion, the inning Prithvi Shaw played, that was pretty flawless. Again, he was dropped for 2 catches, but the shots were so properly executed. The timing, the finesse, everything was there, which was lacking in the previous season. Okay, so let's dive a little bit more into the match, and we'll talk about two, three things in particular, and where I think one or two things where Delhi missed the trick, and same goes with the Chennai. So when Chennai were batting, they were effectively 7 for 2 after Chris Wokes. Chris Wokes caught. The debut, I'm forgetting, Rituraj Gaikwad, on the first leaf, Shikhar Dhawan took a beautiful catch. And then, I don't know, for some reason, Rishabh Pant took Chris Woke out of attack. It was also discussed in the commentary as well, and in my opinion as well, he should have given at least one more over to Chris Woke. He was bowling very good. The wicket was little bit tacky. It was slower since it was covered a new pitch. Usually, new pitch offers seam and swing movement for about half an hour to 45 minutes. There was swing. Chris Wokes and Anvesh Khan were extracting that very beautifully, but I don't know, for some reason Chris Wokes didn't get another over. I think that's where Delhi missed a trick. They should have given Chris Wokes another over. Maybe he could have taken wicket of either Suresh Raina and Moeen Ali and put CSK much more back on their back foot. Anyhow, Rishabh Pant decided to opt against Chris Wokes, and even Anvesh Khan and Tom Curran and all other bowlers got chance. Ashwin in particular was introduced, and both the batsmen were very, very harsh on Ashwin. This is his second worst IPL figure in history. The worst figure is, I think, 53 for 1 when he was playing for Punjab. He gave away that many runs. This is his second worst performance in IPL. So all the batsmen took a liking to Ashwin, and he was milked for run. 47 runs is huge runs for Ashwin's stature. Even Amit Mishra wasn't spared. For his first 2 overs were good, but the third over, again, both the batsmen attacked. Ashwin eventually got better of Moeen Ali, but by then he had conceded way too many runs for his liking. Anyhow, then in came Mbaitu Raidu. He was okay in the form last season. This season he started very well, and he was striking very good. And I would say the main positive for CSK in the batting department were two. First, the Sam Curran. We all saw what Sam Curran could do in the previous IPL and in the international match versus India just 2-3 weeks ago. He has shown his potential, how dangerous hitter he can be at the lower order. He did the same thing. Didn't even spare his own brother. 22 runs off the Tom Curran's over by his brother Sam Curran, younger brother. He took Tom Curran out of the park. And the other big positive was the return of Chinnathala. I'm talking about Suresh Raina. There is something romantic about Suresh Raina and yellow jersey. You can give that man a yellow jersey and expect him to score every time more often than not. It didn't look like that he wasn't playing for 2 years. He hasn't played any international competitive matches. Remember, he opted out of IPL last year, and this year he's playing just right now. But he looked in touch, starting little bit rusty. Obviously, expect that, but once he was acclimatized to the condition, he was timing the ball properly. We were seeing basically the vintage Raina, Chinnathala, and he was back. But again, in the middle phases, CSK struggled a little bit when Raina and Jadeja were batting. They were batting very good. And an unfortunate incident happened where Jadeja bumped into Anvesh Khan, and it resulted in Raina being run out. I thought that was a very good fortune for Delhi, not for Chennai, of course. And then in the same over, MS Dhoni getting played on by Anvesh Khan. It was a good delivery, skidding delivery it hit the bottom part of the bat and straight onto the wicket. Unfortunate for MS Dhoni, which is, by the way, his fourth duck overall in IPL. 2 in 2011, 1 in 2015, and fourth this time. Only 4 times he has been out on a duck in IPL. So it seemed like on that point of the time, CSK were 137 for 6. It seemed like the inning is going downwards in a spiral way, and they might not even get to 170, let alone what they achieve 188. Then Jadeja and Sam Curran, they played an absolutely brilliant inning and helped Chennai to 188. It was a above par score, but given the bowling attack of Chennai and obviously the batting of Delhi, Chennai might have needed at least 10 run or 15 runs extra, in my opinion. Somewhere around 200 they should have been aiming for. Again, MS Dhoni also said in his post-match interview that he was expecting duels. That's why the batsmen were going for extra riskier shot to get those extra 15-20 runs to support the bowlers, and they did get it, but the bowling was not up to the marks at all. So the innings started, and Prithvi Shaw and Shikhar Dhawan were raking every bowler to every part of the field. Prithvi Shaw in particular, he changed his technique as was being explained by Mr. Gavaskar sir on the air, that his elbow is a little bit closer to his body, so there is a lot less bat and pad gap between, and his bat is also coming a lot straighter as compared. It used to come from the square to the ball. Right now it's little bit straighter, so again that reduces the bat pad gap, which we saw being utilized by Australian bowler in Australia. Remember the first test, he got bowled twice in the same match in the same fashion, bowled right through the gate. So some few more changes. He looked little light on foot as well, lost some kilos I think, and it was paying off. Even while fielding, he saved a brilliant boundary. So he looked in a good shape, and as we all know that he scored very good runs in Vijay Hazare Trophy. He was scoring at 148 strike rate and had an average of 165, that too in a 50-over tournament. Imagine that, 148 strike rate in a 50-over tournament. So he was really batting really well in the domestic tournament, and he carried that form onto the IPL. I'm really glad for him. He was struggling last year. Everybody was calling for his head, and glad he was given a chance again by Delhi Capitals. Obviously, Ricky Ponting must have worked with him on his techniques, given him a lot of confidence, and we can see the results now. Again, now I want to mention where CSK missed the trick. First of all, they dropped Prithvi Shaw 2 times. That is unacceptable. And those two were not difficult catches at all. One was a communication error between Santner and Bravo. Santner was at long on and Bravo at cover. The ball was miscued. It dropped right. It was should have been long one's call, but no one called, and ultimately the ball went down. Even though Santner tried his best, the ball struck him on his wrist and rolled onto the floor. And the second drop was by Rituraj Gaikwadia in the deep mid wicket region. And again, not a easy catch, but you expect those to be taken in the international circuit at least, and should have been taken again. So those were two, and also I didn't feel like CSK utilized their bowler altogether well, as in not utilize the bowler didn't bowl well according to the field settings. Shikhar Dhawan, if you watched the innings last day, he was manipulating the field very well. There were no fielders in the leg side. He would come across the stumps on the off stump and whack it over the leg side, and thus making MS Dhoni to change his field again and again. He was messing with the bowler, messing with the captain, and that resulted in total chaos in the Chennai bowling department. There was Shardul Thakur, who got 1 wicket ultimately off. I want to say, yeah, Prithvi Shaw. He dismissed Prithvi Shaw ultimately. Brilliant ball, by the way, very good ball, and Prithvi Shaw was a goner. No, he took wicket of Shikhar Dhawan. Yeah. That time, Shardul Thakur by that time had given over 35 runs. He was going at an economy of 16. That is unacceptable, guys. And we all know how good Shardul Thakur is. But unfortunately, this match, where it was needed for him to be the one who could contain the runs, but he couldn't again. The reason last season, if you guys remember, the problem for Chennai was batting, not the bowling. Bowling department was doing its job, batting was failing on a regular basis. Even though it looked like in the initial 3-4 overs that it might be the same case, but the batsmen did their job. And the bowlers couldn't. The main reason, I think, they couldn't take any wickets in the power play. In the previous season and the season before that, if you see the matches, if you see the stats, it will be quite evident that every time CSK takes wickets in the power play, Deepak Chahar tends to be the one who takes that wicket. But this match, he couldn't do so. He also went for plenty, 4 over 37 runs. 36 runs. Sam Curran was expensive as well. So CSK bowlers had no answer to the onslaught by Delhi batsmen. Shaw in particular was amazing, and so was Shikhar Dhawan. And I don't think even 15 runs extra would have mattered that much, because DC were that good on yesterday. But let's hope the Chennai bowling department bounce back, because I personally am a fan of Chennai Super Kings because of in particular MS Dhoni only. So I obviously want them to do well, but as far as my cricketing sense goes, I don't see them qualifying for the playoff. I want them to in the playoff, but it's very hard for them to get into the playoff because of the lack of the bite in the bowling department, and also though today they did really well in the batting department, but I think there are few power hitters missing in the batting department. Anyways, so today will be the match between Hyderabad and Chennai. I'm really excited for that, to see Ian Morgan captain the side for a whole tenure. It will be interesting to see what his approach will be, and I'm hoping for a good match like the first day match, not like yesterday. It was a proper one-sided match. Nobody, let's accept that. Nobody wants to see that. We want to see a good, close competition. Let's hope for the same. And I'll see you guys here tomorrow with a review for the match between Hyderabad and Chennai and KKR. If you guys like this video, please hit that like button, and also if you want to, you can subscribe Thank you. This is Himanshu Kashyap signing off.